guys, as you can notice from the big empty space behind me, there's nothing in my shed. So I gotta clean this place up. I'm tossing old boxes, putting tools away. I gotta move stuff off the wall, all that stuff over there. A little spring cleaning, if you will. Blow the place out, dust it off. The Pontiac is gone, my brother's car, and I felt the need to tell my Patreon supporters and some of the fans out there how come and why a lot of new videos have not been on YouTube as of late. I'm here to tell you. All right, so anybody that watches my Fun with Fritz Friday on Facebook pretty much sees into like the other side of the garage and everything out here and the housing wise. Well, what I did was 5 years ago, that's this many, that's almost 6. I started working on my brother's Pontiac, Brother Bill. And we opened the car up, we took it apart, stripped all the paint off. We found out that the car was a lot worse off than we thought it was. And I said I'd do the car, I'm a man of my word, and I finished the car. A lot of things have happened in my life. This time of year, last year, my dad was diagnosed with esophagus cancer. He went in for surgery for that. That was taken care of. He hasn't been the same since. And in the last about 2 months or so, they found a tumor on his brain. And in the course of all that and everything else, one of the main reasons why I stopped working on the Beatnik Bandit clone and my one customer Jerry's car and everything was because I knew at one point in time, I seem to remember my brother saying he would love to take his car to the extreme basement part of the show at the Detroit Autorama. And I knew about 9-10 months ago that I could probably get the car done, and I did. So that was my goal, because if I got his car done, I felt no obligations, because I don't have anything else to do in here anymore, except my projects and Jerry's car. And Jerry's car only cost me 40 hours a month. So I'm pretty light on my obligations to other people. That all being said, I wanted to get my brother's car done. I was working on Darren's bike. I had to give that up and give that to a bike shop to take care of some small incidentals after I got done with the major part of the build on his shovelhead. My brother's car was the last real big project I need to get done because, in all honesty, I'm going to try and do this without getting choked up. I don't know how much more time my dad has. So, sorry to get weepy on you guys, but anybody else who's going through it will understand. If I got my brother's car done, my obligations in the garage are mine, and I don't have to come out here and work at anything at this point. So I could spend more time with my dad and my mom also. But at some point, I don't know how things got topsy-turvy and broken and widgeted, but they decided to move back to Long Island, New York, where I grew up, spent most of my life. So it's kind of a little bit of a slap in the face, because they had asked me to take care of him, and here I am. I busted my ass over the last course of the year after I found out my dad had the esophagus cancer to try and get myself to a point where I wasn't obligated to anybody else and I could just spend time over there with them. And so here we are. So apparently now it looks like I will have more time to goof off in the garage and do things. And I do enjoy doing the videos for you guys. I love the comments and the comebacks and the emails that I get. And I'm glad that you guys like it, because obviously without like doing some of the work, I had Uncle Zimmy helping when I did the fiberglass work on the Beatnik Bandit clone, and to get the Pontiac done, I had Zach from Chicago came in and worked with me on getting the Pontiac all finished out of here. So that's what's been going on. I've been really putting my concentrations into other projects to get them done, to free myself up for personal life and things with my dad. So it looks like that within so much more time they'll be out of here, and so videos may be a little light still yet to come. But I really do need to get the garage together and cleaned up, and get myself just mentally cleaned out too. I need to clean the garage so I just feel better about coming out here and working on things. So the 2 projects I have in play right now, if anybody has been watching the videos I post on YouTube, are the Beatnik Bandit clone and the Indian Larry Indian Chopper clone. I've got myself a real job too now, because these projects take money. And working for free on my brother's car for 5 years, that's almost 6. I really didn't make any great income. And one 40-hour work week working on Jerry's car, it's over here, is very light financially. So, I mean, I pissed that money away like this. You know, chrome plating, it's like drugs to us biking car guys. So that's where we're at. I can give you guys a quick little nutshell tour of the shed and some of the other projects that I've got going on. I've been on the Beatnik Bandit project too for about 5 years, 4 years or so also. So I've kind of gotten stale with it. I'd like to get re-enthused and find the spark in that again. And I'd like to get onto the Indian Larry Indian project. Anybody that did a place of antique motorcycles knows that antique motorcycle stuff is unobtainium money. It's what it is. You guys just throw a lot of money at it to get anywhere. So that's where we're at. I don't know, I just felt like I should explain to you guys why videos haven't been coming every 2 weeks like I was doing. I do have a lot of other footage I can post. DVDs, I was making DVDs for a while. I still have DVDs for sale. You can visit my website. It's fritzbyfritz.com. And you can pick up DVDs, how to lacing true a motorcycle wheel, chop the top on a Model 8 Ford, paint your motorcycle at home, build a fiberglass body, how to make small molds, custom paint tips and tricks. I think that's all, and there's like 6 DVD titles I have. But I had the young guys out there telling me, you got to do this YouTube thing. You got to post everything on YouTube. And I'm like, really? And you know, that's the thing. I don't have any kids, so time has stood still for me. I don't get to keep up with what's popular and what's going on, you know, in today's day and age. So I don't know, I'm rambling right now, but I do that a lot when you watch the Fun with Fritz Fridays. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to give you guys an update as to the how and why. You know, my personal life was all up in the air. Detroit, I just got back from the Detroit Autorama. Like I said, I wanted to get the Pontiac done for that. And that was basically, well, that was kind of a bust. Because to be honest with you, the hotel room cost us $1,150. You know, because we got to be there Wednesday. We leave Monday morning. And it's like $100 a day for food because you're going to have cocktails and stuff and some pretzels and root beer during the day at the show. And they get like, you buy a hamburger with some fries and stuff and a drink's $19 inside a Kobo. It's a ripoff. And all the restaurants in the area have closed within walking distance. So you're kind of trapped. And I took my Beatnik Bandit clone the way it was in raw fiberglass. If you guys go online, I'm sure you'll see stuff on Instagram and you can Google it and see stuff. There was a big display in the basement with George McMullen's Uncertain T clone, unfinished, and he had this everything. I just brought my car. George McMullen set up this fantastic display. It looked like giant model kit boxes, giant parts frames for the kits and stuff, giant tube of glue and paint. He did a great display. My car was part of that. But to bring my car to Detroit, there and back, it's like $600. So no matter how you cut the cake, it's $2,500. Now granted, I split the room with 3 other guys. So it's like $300 a piece, $250 a piece like that. So it didn't hurt so bad, but the gas was still on me because I wanted to bring my car. And I gotta be honest, because of all of the, trying to take care of my parents and do the right thing as #1 son, and get my brother's car finished and done, plus, other thing, my washing machine, my dryer broke, so I had to fix that. I couldn't fix it before I left. I had to wait till I got home. Thank God my wife still loves me. It's just stuff like that. Life gets in the way. So I only made $515 selling the painted stuff I do. And I am working on the next Patreon giveaway. I do have my ammo can. I'll be painting that. Oh, and there's a text. Well, that's my wife. She's going to be on her way home in a little bit, so I'll have to wrap this up. So, all in all, in a nutshell, you guys have any questions, spritzbyfritz@AOL.com. Ask me how my dad is doing. I'll be glad to tell you. Ask me what's going on with the Beatnik Bandit clone, if I'm starting anything new, and probably it's something I'd like to do what I call an instant gratification project. And to explain that to you, that's like when Ed Big Daddy Roth would do something like he built those little wagons with the mini bike engines and stuff like that. Just a quick little something. A project you can do inside of 3 to 6 months. Joe, I can feel like I did something and it's done. The cars I have, the bubble top cars, they're great, but it's not something you can drive to a cruise night, or I can just drive around town. They're giant model kits. You show them at car shows and stuff, and that's it. If I make little kids happy with that, that's fantastic for me. So what I've got in the shop, I can show you. I just twist the camera around over here. Like I said, I got Jerry's Model A, and I'll give you a quick little. There's nothing in the shop, man. I love it. Look at this. And that's a good thing right there. It's a good thing because I can bring something else in. And I'll show you. What else have I got? I'll show you. Outside the shop, I've got this 1949 Ford Coupe. And like to bring it in. It's something I wanted to do a top chop, a channel, and a section on to show you guys how I would go through it. I've got this Chevy pickup S10 chassis. I yanked this thing apart, I don't even remember how many years ago. But I want to cut the front clip off of this and stick it on that 49 Ford. That's another part. I thought that would be a great project to show you guys and put up on YouTube. One of the nice things about living out here in Missouri, I found this 2627T coupe body. I traded a Harley 4-speed transmission for. Now, granted, it's missing a door and the rear rumble lid, but I got those. They're inside the shop, sitting in the corner. So I do have the whole body. I've got a Model A chassis, and I've got a lot of stuff, the front end, the rear axle, motor, transmission. It's another project I could be putting together and put up on YouTube. Now you can see these two rusty Hulks I got sitting behind me. That 57 Chevy was a custom car built at Gershon Auto Body in Buffalo, New York, around 1961, 1962. It was on the cover of Custom Rider magazine and Carcraft magazine. Maybe she's not the prettiest girl at the prom, but she's a genuine custom car built in the era. And I bought it because it was an East Coast car. Everything's so California from that era. And it's something I like to restore, but she's a real bag of dog dicks. That's the only way to say it. Really rotted out, never taken care of. A lot of the good stuff has been stripped off, like the dual quad setup. So I'd like to go through the car. I'd like to save it. It's going to be an opus. It's going to be a real undertaking and a quagmire of a project. The little goofy chassis with the Ford Mustang 4-cylinder, that's a project that I had talked to Indian Larry about when I worked with him and Paul Cox. And I was like, hey man, I'm doing this Roswell rod. I love the Ed Russ stuff. Larry and Paul, they dig all that crazy 60 short rod stuff too. And long story short, we were all going to build it together. They were going to build the bike, put it on it. Unfortunately, Larry passed away. It became Indian Larry Legacy. I still spoke to Paul about the project. We would bounce ideas off one another. Indian Larry Legacy dissolved itself. Everybody went their own way. And I was just like, screw it, I'm going to start building this thing. So that's as far as I got. Now, this thing's about 12 years old. I built it before I moved out to Missouri. I built it when I still lived in Long Island, New York. So I still have it. I didn't give up on the project. And I usually don't give up on projects unless it's an absolute lost cause. And then let a Shaolin priest take it over and take care of it at that point. But I'd like to go through this. I'd like to get it done. Something Paul Cox had brought up, I was talking to him about the paint job and how I wanted to do things. He's like, you know, instead of building a chopper Triumph for that, you really need to put that chopped Indian that you're cloning of Larry's on the bike, on the back of it. And that would really tie it all together as a little tribute to Larry at this point. So that's something else I'd like to bring in and do. It's still going to be all one-off fiberglass body, kind of a rip-off of Ed Roth's Megacycle, but still nonetheless a great project. We're going to call this the Chopper Chariot. And it'll be a wild project. Something the same but yet a little different, if that makes any sense. All right, this here, guys, is a go-kart body, and I'll let you see it. It's an AC Cobra. Now I saw this in Carlisle when I was walking around with Uncle Zimmy, and we got it kind of cheap, 250 bucks. And anybody that's familiar with a Zinger model car, if you're not, you can Google it. A Zinger was like a real car axle, real car back tires, wheelbarrow wheels up front, and a real car engine in it. And it's, you know, kind of disproportionate and really like mutant kind of hot rod looking. I'd like to do that with this. And growing up in Long Island, there was a place called Baldwin Motion. Any of you Copo guys will know that from the Corvettes and Chevelles and stuff. I'd like to do it like their car, the Baldwin Motion AC Cobra. They had a rally road race car, and they also had a dragster. I think it was called Snake Bite. I'd like to paint it up like that, just as an homage to my hometown and everything. But I think it would be really cool to do that with some, you know, bent up old 9-inch and a cracked 289 engine block or something. A lot of guys don't like them because they're just glorified engine stands. But I always try and think like a 9 or a 10-year-old, and you know, we would think that's great. One thing I'd really like to do with it is make a cockpit and a seat inside. So at a car show, you know, parents with their little wee kids could put them in there and take a picture of them. I think I would have loved that when I was a kid. It would be a great memento and keepsake, you know, for a little tyke or a little girl, you know, to get inside a cool looking thing that's their size with all this giant motor and stuff. I just think it would be really cool. And that's another little instant gratification project that I might be able to do. All right, now hidden under here, I started this project 15 years ago. And I've still got it, and I'm not going to give up on it. I just don't know how to go through it now. I built this with my friend Bob McQueen. Anybody from Long Island knows he's pretty much a Harley-Davidson legend kind of a guy. And it's a knucklehead, and I'll explain it to you. It's a knucklehead with a 1940 right case and a 1970 alternator left case, built the old school way, genuine Harley pieces. And the heads are 1938 twin carved heads. It's going to be tough to spin this around, but I'll show you. And I got those from Bob McQueen, who got them from Crazy Kevin. Anybody from Long Island knows the history of all these guys. So I'll spin this around. And the shame of it is she's all dusty, she's all messed up, and because she's been sitting for so long. But this thing's all chrome plated and polished and beautiful. Let me grab this camera. And there you go. Let me just fix this so you can get a good view. And yeah, it's a really old school the way it was done, twin carb. I gotta get the phenolic plates. I've got a twin Linkert M35s in the polish for it, and that's the 1970 left case on it. I got paperwork for it and everything. But you know, I got a lot of bikes. What can I tell you? So for the bike guys, this would be an interesting project. I got a 4-speed tranny sitting ready to go. I actually have everything. I've got a knucklehead friend that my friend Pepe gave me, and I salvaged and fixed all the bad spots and put it back together. And I could be building this. This is probably going to be the cheapest thing for me to build because I own the motor and transmission. It's all rebuilt, ready to rock and roll. The wheels are built. The front end has got to be rebuilt, but the hub is put together and chrome plated and everything set up and ready to rock. I just got to assemble this, do a basic mock-up, make some odds and ends, and fabricate it. And I could be building this. It's another project I could do. All right, now in my spray booth, you can see behind me, I got the Indian Larry Indian Chopper project, and I got this old 77 Super Glide. And I got the Baja Bandito. Why? It's sitting in here basically because I haven't unloaded the Beatnik Bandit clone out of my trailer after Detroit yet. And I wish I could have taken the Super Glide and shown you that, but that was long before I even decided to you know, do these videos and stuff. But that project right there is, heck, I bought that out of a junkyard and pieced it together. So it's pretty cool. But the Indian Larry project, you guys can see me building the frame, which is a video I made 3 or 4 years ago. And that's another project. I'm definitely going to get on that and finish it, and the Beatnik Bandit clone. I just wanted to go around the shed here and show you all the projects I have outside. This is like the machine shop paint room. And you can see it's disheveled completely and totally after the build and the thrash on my brother's Pontiac. I gotta get in here, I gotta clean this out. There's buckets of scrap metal and stuff here, and you can just see how everything is all over the place. I'm usually not this dirty. I'm usually more organized than this. My OCD will kick in to make sure. But it was just tough trying to get that car done and get it out of here. I bumped into, you know, we bumped into some problems, some electrical issues, and still he got in that car and drove it to Detroit. Little things I am doing is like this here is my mold to make new surfer helmets. And yeah, I was in such a rush to get his car done. I got one side of the mold done, and this is just gel coat. I still got to fiberglass it so I can make more helmets for you guys. So I'm getting there. It's just a matter of, like I said, I got to clean up. I got to get things reorganized, and Fritz has got to get his groove back. Is what it boils down to. So I guess all that being said, I showed you guys everything to show you what I've got and what I can build and what I can do. On the front of the stove are the Indian Larry Indian Chopper clone build and the Beatnik Bandit clone build. So I'm not giving up on those. I'm not giving up on any of the junk I have. Not if I don't have to, but maybe I may have to sell something like the Knucklehead to finance the Beatnik Bandit. I don't know. I do really appreciate you people that are Patreon supporters. You are the people that really make this happen and keep the wheels greased so I can keep doing this. Like I had said earlier in this video, I've had personal life setbacks with my dad having cancer and his now brain tumors, you know, just things like that. And I mean, a lot of, like say, the washer and dryer mishap and debacle, a lot of that happens to a lot of people. I'm not going to cry over that. The only thing I'm really upset about is my dad. So, I guess what I'm saying is, thank you very much for being patient, and thank you for letting me get through my own life obstacles and things. I'm going to get back on track. I'm going to bring you guys some really good stuff. I showed you everything because I'd love to hear from you guys. You can leave a comment on the video, or you can email me directly at spritzbyfritz@aol.com. And let's talk about what would we like to do. What projects would we like to see? Something else Uncle Zimmy and I were talking about was building a mini bike. You go to all the car shows, you see guys with the mini bikes. It's very popular now. And a thought I had was I want to build a mini bike three-wheeler, a mini bike trike, but give it a long raked front end and build a crazy fiberglass body on it, kind of like Ed Roth would do. I think that would be that would be just really neat, really cool thing. So these are just little ideas and projects. You got an idea or a project? Send it to me, spritzbyfritz@aol.com. You can visit my website, spritzbyfritz.com. So, and you can pick up one of these groovy little hot cocoa mugs, if you will. There's some cool T-shirts and stuff on there. That's just a different way to support the cause here. And I really appreciate you guys. And I wanted to just take the time to explain and say thank you. And I really do appreciate it. It's not just not just lip service. You'll have no idea. A lot of people have been great to me during all this stuff with my dad. So I guess that's all I got. I just wanted to take a moment, sit down, show you what's going on, show you future projects that can come in. I would really like your feedback, and that's really just about it. We're going to get back on track. We're going to make some stuff happen. I want to clean the garage up before I bring the Beatnik Bandit clone back in. And once I remember where I was on it, we'll be full steam ahead. So no texting and driving, no drinking and no driving, and don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. And I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next video. Here's to you.